Hey guys, what is up? I've taken a fat YouTube hiatus because I've just had a bunch of stuff going on with school and stuff and college apps. But I am back for a little bit, and I've had bronchitis for the past week, so sorry I sound kind of shitty. But I just figured I would kind of give you all an update because it's been a long time since I've actually made a video, and just kind of give you a few ideas of what's still in the yard, what's not in the yard, what is gone, what's still here. The first thing is I gotta go drop my buddy's jack off. Oh, that sounded so bad. I'm gonna have to cut that out. I'm gonna go drop off my buddy's jack because he let me borrow it for my project truck, which you have not yet seen, I don't think. And then we're gonna go in the backyard and I'm gonna show you kind of what's stayed, what's come in, you know, everything new, and some of the old stuff that's going, and just progress updates on some stuff. Hopefully I'll be getting some videos out to you guys a little bit more because just because I'm running out of shit to do on the weekends. Let me go drop off this jack real quick, and then we will get into the rest of everything else. Alright, got my buddy's jack dropped off at his place. So here's the update video for you. There's my 450, just putting valves in it, and then I got a new rear wheel for it to put on. Got the motor all out of it, everything's all apart, and it's been apart for a little bit. But I realized, I just learned this, the entire motor looks like it's been rebuilt from top to bottom. It looks like a fairly new cylinder and piston, and I can tell there's a green Cometic gasket on the bottom in there, so I'm guessing the cases have probably been split and it might have a new crank in it. I don't know. But I'm gonna say it's probably a completely rebuilt engine, which is pretty sick. The only thing they did not do is they did not put valves in it because this head is doing that notorious Honda thing where the valves close up. It's a pain in the ass, but it's all right. What else? XR75, she's still ripping. This is like probably one of the only original machines that's still here, besides the 450, if you really count that. This bike came to me in, I think, 2017 or 18. So I've definitely had it for a while, and I haven't really done anything with it besides ride the piss out of it and wash it occasionally. It's a really awesome bike. I know it's rare, and I know, you know, people have offered me a decent amount of money for this thing, but I just cannot get rid of this thing. It's so much fun. There is my buddy's K&S mini bike, still waiting on a motor of some sort. So that needs to get finished. This is just like the Slimer bike at this point. I think it's a 76 CB550. I don't remember at all. I honestly don't. I've messed with this bike like twice, and it just kind of chills in here. I keep forgetting I have it, which is really bad. But this is one of those bikes I just keep forgetting I have. Like, I come in here, it's like, oh, there's a street bike in there. Cool. And the 450 is all kinds of torn down. Pretty much the reason this is so torn down is because I think it was Labor Day, the day before I went back to school. I was out riding at kind of the local track, and I really screwed this thing up. I came down off a pretty decent sized jump. It wasn't even really that big. But I came down off of it and I pretzeled my rear wheel. And I don't have it anymore because it was junk. I cracked the hub. Actually, no, I damn near shattered the hub. And there were spokes everywhere. It was a whole mess, and it whooped my swing arm pretty good too. So the bike's all apart. I just figured I'd just clean it up like it's needed for the past, 2 years I've owned the thing. So, finally got to that, and then, like I said, I got this sick-looking Tusk wheel and a nice tire for it. I got my exhaust, and there's just like 450 parts pretty much everywhere. I think that's pretty much everything in the shed. I have changed it up a little bit in here since you've last seen it, I think. The workbench used to be over there, I think, and then I used to have the tool chest here, and then so when I walked in the door and conveniently pulled a bike in with me, I would knock my whole tool chest over. That was really cool. So I've gone ahead and moved everything to over here, and this works a lot better because I can actually see what I have now. So yeah, that's that. And then I got my wrenches up there because I'm almost 6'4" and can kind of get away with something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much everything in the shed. Let's go ahead and go out and check out what is in the yard. So I guess I'll start way back here with the trike. This is I think it's a 1984. It's a Yamaha, this is a Yamaha. It's a Trizinger. I think it was a 60, maybe an 80, I don't remember at all. But it's been converted for a full suspension rear end, and it's going to be converted to take a 110 with a manual transmission of some sort. This is going to be a pretty big project, but I do have the rear end pretty much finished. This is what the old rear end used to look like. That is the motor for it right there, and that was just pretty much part of the frame, so I'm really having to go through and reinforce everything, but this is what I've done so far. It was a hardtail originally, so I do have the rear end mounted in, and it does have half decent rear suspension now, and it does have front suspension as well. Now, it had that from the factory, and I'm working on engine mounts. This is just kind of on the back burner right now because it's I don't know, I don't really have a motor for it quite yet, so I'm just kind of holding off on that. And there's the plastic for it. I don't have a gas tank, which kind of sucks. The infamous Bushwhacker. I'm not actually sure if y'all have seen this one, but this thing kind of scares me because there's a piece of 1/4 inch flat stock that I have pretty much sharpened to the point of, I sharpened it with an angle grinder to the point of where you run your finger down it, it's probably going to cut you. So that could cut your leg off pretty quick. The poor mini bike, it's just, I don't know. I put this quad plastic on here because it just looks kind of funny, but it's the mini bike. Same old. I'm just gonna fall real quick. Yeah, same old mini bike. I'm probably gonna sell this to someone I can find that's willing to put some time and money into it, because this was a really cool bike at one point, and you know, again, it was running and riding, but now I have all the electric stripped off it and all that stuff. Yeah, so that's the KZ. I don't think there's anything else. There's just some like miscellaneous junk out here. There is a transmission for the GMC I'm rebuilding, and I'm not gonna like tell you what it is, but if you are familiar with these kind of trucks, you might, I don't know. It's a Saginaw 3-speed, so you might have a general idea of what it's going in, and it is not a C10. I will say that it is not a C10. Because I know that is a huge craze right now, and it's been a huge craze for a long time. Oh, buy a C10 and restore it. Those are really cool trucks, but I don't know. That's it, and I don't want to be that guy, but they're kind of mainstream. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of them rolling around, at least where I live, so I figured I'd go something different. My buddy's coming to pick up that XR at some point. Trying to sell this thing. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. There's a big part of me that wants to just like take the motor off this thing and just send it to the dump, because I don't fit in it like at all. Like, the dude I built this thing with, he's probably 4 or 5 inches shorter. He's maybe a little bit taller than that, but he's a good bit shorter than I am, and he fits in it fine. But honestly, the thing is slow. I'm afraid the frame is going to break, and I really don't have the motivation to finish this thing. So I don't know. I don't really know about the future on this. This is kind of iffy. Obviously, my CRF 450 in there in like 10.8 billion pieces. That's going to get fixed at some point. I'm just waiting on valves and some money to do that. Like $100. It's not really that expensive, but I just need to scrounge up the money. But in all honesty, this is probably going to get finished first, this little pit bike, because it's pretty complete. It just needs a coil and a carburetor. So I'm going to just get that done, and then I'm going to move on to my 200X over there. So yeah, and then the CB, this needs to get done, but it's going to take a lot of money. It's already kind of stripped down, and I'm really considering just turning it into like a complete scrambler build. I think that would be pretty sick. And it's a decent sized bike, so I could probably do that. I'm really tall, so I don't fit on things like this very well, but this bike is definitely plenty big for me. Yeah, so keep an eye out for some future content, because it will be coming, I promise. I keep saying that. I know I keep saying that. But I'm going to get some stuff out for y'all, because the channel really just fell off. I know I have like, I don't know, but people actually like watch my videos occasionally, which was kind of cool. Yeah, so I'm going to cut this off here, and then hopefully in the next video, I'm going to try to make a video about the pit bike. Honestly, I'm not doing it today because it's nasty out, and I don't have any room in here. But I am going to make a video with the pit bike soon, and So maybe get some wheelies and some rip arounds, maybe ride around on the street for a little bit, I don't know. And just like that, the yard is all cleaned up. Got everything back over here, put away. That's over there. I moved the go-kart in here. Odyssey is here. The 200X is just chilling here, and that's gonna stay there. Tarped, obviously. My buddy's coming to pick up his XR, and he really wanted the KZ400 right there. So he's gonna come grab that, but I figured I would just show you all this because it looks a lot better back here. You can actually walk. There's not just like shit everywhere. There's still shit everywhere in the shed, but yeah, so that came out decent.